Okay, problem 13 introduces the concept of a negative exponent. And when it's presented in this way outside of the parentheses with a fraction inside the parentheses, we can follow a simple rule, which is to take the reciprocal of whatever's inside the parentheses, which would thereby make this negative a positive. So let's see what happens when we do that. So I'm going to take everything on the bottom and rewrite it on the top. So 3a to the third, b to the fourth, c to the third, over negative 7, a squared, b to the third, c to the 0. Now that all just becomes that whole quantity squared. So I can do one of two things here. I can either reduce first inside of the parentheses and then square everything, or I can square everything and then reduce later. The preference is yours. Whatever you feel more comfortable with is fine. I will show you that there are things that are in common here. So the A's, the B's, and the C's can all cancel out and reduce down to a much more manageable variable or exponents of a variable. So in this case, let's take that approach. So we're going to keep the 3 and the negative 7 untouched. So I'm just going to rewrite those, and we know that at the end it's all going to be squared. So now we look at the a. The rule is if you divide two numbers, remember, if you have a to the b over a to the c, the result is a to the b minus c. So that's essentially the rule that we're going to apply up here. So a to the third minus a to the a squared is a to the 3 minus 2, or simply a. Likewise with b, b to the fourth minus b to the third is really b to the 1. C to the third minus c to the 0 is c to the third. So now we're left with a much simpler result. So now we have to take the square of this. So we need to square every term inside of the parentheses, including the whole number terms, the coefficients. So 3 squared, a squared, b squared, c to the 6th, because we multiply when we raise a power to a power, over negative 7 squared. Now the negative 7 is the whole quantity, negative and the 7, that's getting squared, not just the 7. And the reason why I say that is because they're in parentheses to begin with, which means that we have to treat the negative as part of that. So now if we simplify it even further, we get 9, which is 3 squared, a squared, b squared, c to the 6th, over 49. And that is our final answer.